Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Payoff Pitch Early Slate Edition. I have a special guest with me today, Mr. Jeremy George. Those of you in Slack know Jeremy quite well. This is the man behind the home run potential madness, man.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Welcome to the show, buddy. Glad to have you. What can we say, man? I mean, this has been the thing of DFS since it launched with you. What what put you onto this? Like, what? How did you manage to think of this and develop these numbers? Obviously, don't give away your formula, but what? How did you manage to think of this? Like, what put you onto it?
Honestly, so I'm pretty new to MLB DFS. NBA, the NBA is actually my game of choice. So this is actually a new experience for me, and so I just put myself really in the shoes of the batter, man, and I kind of just worked my way through all the dynamics and potential factors and outcomes that happen when a batter swings the ball. I mean, swings the bat, and when he's faced with a certain pitcher or he's in a certain ballpark, things like that. So I just looked at all the factors that impact the batter. I looked at the batter's skill set and really, created a formula. I think that identifies the guys that typically hit the ball really hard and in most cases hit the ball out of the park.
So I think this is Exhibit A of how a guy that, I mean, like you said, baseball isn't even your first game of choice, yet you are just a numbers guru. You put me to shame when it comes to numbers. And here you are revolutionizing this DFS game, at least for the everyday guy. I'm sure the Sharks have some of this data. I mean, we've been studying some of them and how they play, and
So,
you almost are getting the identical lineup to them every game.
exactly. Yeah, these guys. It's very data driven how they operate. So if you really think with that mindset and kind of all of the information that they put out, it's really to get you off of certain plays and really kind of divert you in a way. The data says otherwise.
Mm-hmm. It's it definitely puts you on to guys that are not you don't see them at first glance. And so another thing I know you've talked about is that's huge um, is the recent stats. You talk about those.
Absolutely, yeah. Recent stats. I mean, that's a 3-year average is excellent. Even a career average is excellent, but you want to look at recent stats because that's showing current performance and current kind of attributes that you're looking for. Obviously, if someone's struggling, but in the past was awesome, you're not going to see that in a 3-year stat. You won't see that trend of him going down. So you have to really pay really close attention to recent stats and really look at those matchups and really from a batter's perspective at least, look at those guys that are really dominating the game in this season.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and so that's what caused us to open up these stats of, the recent stats versus left-handed pitching versus right-handed pitching. So we've taken that into account. Obviously, all this. Um,
Exactly.
so yeah, man. So I mean, it's been awesome. For example, I mean, we'll look, for those of you that aren't part of the Slack, we'll show it to you today because I want to talk about it a little bit. We got some time. We got some short slates. So if you look here, actually, well, let's talk about yesterday. So let's talk about some of the plays that have put us on yesterday, right?
Yeah,
Todd
exactly.
Frazier hadn't hit a home run all year, if I'm not correct, right?
Correct.
Goes out, hits a home run yesterday. 0.8% owned. Bam. Sheets told us that. Avisel Garcia back to back with him. We talked about a White Sox stack. They were lighting up the sheets, man. Tim Anderson goes out and hits a home run. We talked about a Rays stack. The left-handed bats from the Rays: Corey Dickerson, Logan Morrison, and who's the other guy we talked about?
Uh, Longoria?
Was it Longoria that hit a home run? It might have been. I'm trying to remember, but I know we talked about a Rays stack. The sheets put us on them. I know Corey Dickerson. Tim Beckham. Tim Beckham hit a home run. That's who it
Yep, yep.
was. Yep. No, he didn't hit a home run. He had a triple. But Yeah, man. I mean, we talked about that Rays stack. Sheets pointed to that. I mean, if you look today, some of these right-handed bats on the Rays, it's pointing there again, man. Ricky Weeks Jr., Tim Beckham again. This dude is having a great season. Jose Batista is one of the guys that's talking about today. Uh,
Exactly.
and you know what? I believe this because Jose hit three balls to the warning track yesterday. I think that home run is coming, and the numbers are indicating he has a good chance of it. And we can't forget, man. What about the Yankees? We talked about the right-handed bats. The sheets lit up the right-handed bats yesterday. Aaron Judge was the max percentage he could be, and goes out and hits 2 home runs.
Yeah, he's a dominant batter. He had a plus matchup. Well, I mean triple plus.
He checked every single box. What's up, Antoine? What's up, John? Dave is in the building. Only bust I had was E5 and Geyer. Yeah, those two didn't work out well, but it's all good. So, I mean, what do the Pirates yesterday, too? We talked about Josh Harrison, Jordy Mercer, Andrew McCutchen. That 1 through 3 at the top
Exactly.
lit up Adam Conley. Lit him up.
Boston went off, right?
Yep. We talked about Chris Bryant and Andrew Benintendi. Both of them were the two highest projected guys on their respective teams. Both hit home runs.
I mean,
The numbers
you
are
guys
working,
are
man.
definitely something to look at. I mean, it's working. So you guys definitely use it as part of your research, and it's just another tool to get you some awesome results.
And how we always recommend using it, man, is I look at batter matchups. So we talk about this matchup world that we've formulated, right? I check that. I check the home run percentage, and then I check the players' splits, which are on obviously the page right here. If a player checks all three of those, he becomes an elite player to me.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 games on the early now. I'm sorry, Cincinnati and St. Louis has been postponed. So let's dive in here, man. New York and Washington. Uh, Washington's a pretty heavy favorite with Steven Strasburg on the hill. Max Scherzer did not do well yesterday. Definitely gave up some home runs. We know Max has a a downside to him in terms of the home runs. He can get kind of crazy with the ball and let it fly. No one expected Travis D'Arnaud to hit 2 home runs. No one was on him, rightfully so. Numbers didn't point to him at all, but sometimes you have that game. Steven Strasburg is a dominant K guy with a ground ball mindset. So
Exactly.
I tend to like him in this spot a little more than I did Max Scherzer yesterday.
Yeah, I really like Strauss. I mean, I found a really weird stat on him versus the Mets. He averages over 7 innings versus the Mets, so he really dominates this team. He's in a great spot today against a team that's been really struggling at the plate.
So let's look at their recent stats. So we talk about this. Recent stats versus right-handed pitching. The Mets are the fourth worst. They have a 208 average, a 284 WOBA, and a 133 ISO. Only 5 home runs. They only have 12 runs scored in the last 7 days versus right-handed pitching. They have struck out 23 times in 130 plate appearances, so actually not that bad striking out, but not getting on base a ton.
Exactly. Exactly.
So Jeff is going Wheeler. I don't know if I can do that, buddy. I think I like too much from this Nats lineup today to go Weaver.
Look, I believe the Nats are, if they're not today, they will be by the end of today, leading the league in runs per game. It's an explosive offense. We're talking about, everyone from Daniel Murphy to Bryce Harper. These guys are just very dominant at the bat. It really doesn't matter who's pitching to them. They just find a way to hit the ball extremely hard and in most cases get the ball out of the park. So,
Dude, Ryan
uh,
Zimmerman.
yeah.
What a season this guy is having, man.
And it's just a byproduct of him just being. I think it's just him being around Bryce
And
and
Daniel Murphy.
Daniel
Yep.
just feeding off of that. Yeah.
He's got
Yeah.
mad protection in that lineup.
Yes. Yes.
So I hope he keeps it up, man, because he was when he first came up, I mean, he was the face of the Nationals, and now all of a sudden they have all these guys around him. They obviously lost Adam Eaton. Don't know the extent of his knee injury yesterday. That could be devastating to their season.
Yeah,
But
he's the leadoff guy. I mean, that hurts a little bit.
so Michael A. Taylor is going to take his spot in center today, and probably for the time being. So someone, I mean, he's going to be a cheap play. I don't know if I look there, but he does have a favorable spot in the lineup, and the fact that he's in front of Bryce Harper, so they're not going to pitch around him. And if Trey Turner gets on base, I mean, obviously there's a guy on base for him, so something to look
Yeah.
at there. As far as the Mets go, I don't think I'd target many of these bats. I still like Conforto in a leadoff role, but I don't think I play him today. There's too many other bats in his price range that I like, namely, Aaron Judge, Jose Batista, Justin Upton, to name a few. So
If I take a Mets bat, it's for the cheap price, someone like Granderson, or just someone down there. I'm not paying up for the
Mets
big
bats.
names. Yeah, they're just not hitting well right now.
True. So you're a Yankees fan, right?
Of course, the Yankees are going to do well,
All right.
especially at home.
So what about that game yesterday, man? That was unreal.
An unreal, great comeback. It's always good to win at home. Aaron Judge, man, a dominant player in the Major League Baseball Association. I mean, he's just a dominant player.
Do you think he repeats it today? I mean, he's got Ubaldo on the hill, who we know is a gas can of a pitcher.
Yeah, this guy, he gives up at least a homer a game. So Judge is in a great spot once again. You can see that there on the sheets. He's extra green. So it's a great spot, and the numbers back it up, I think.
Yeah, I think I like Pineda today, actually. I really do. I think people are going to attack this game, especially on a 4-game slate. I think this game will be rather chalky from the batter's perspective. And so for that reason, I kind of like Pineda, and he's a volatile pitcher. He is. He either goes off or gives up home runs. And the Orioles, they strike out a ton. I think the one guy that worries me is Chris Davis. But other than that, I think Pineda has his way with the Orioles lineup today.
Yeah, I mean, he should dominate today. Chris Davis is the kind of one-off that may hit a double. But just being at home, I feel like the Yankees perform a lot better. And if you're looking for bats from this particular game, I'd lean towards the Yankees side of the batters. Judge is obviously in a great spot. If you don't want to pay up for Judge, you can look at maybe Chase Healy. Those are some good bats to consider.
Matt Holliday, Ellsbury in the 4-hole. Castro's been hot. Didi's back. So, yeah, I think there's some guys to look at for sure. This is spelled wrong. Bam. Tampa and Toronto. So I was originally on some Tampa bats. J.J. Hardy and Adam Jones have good numbers against Pineda, so that worries me a little. J.J. Hardy's a shell of his former self, so I don't know about that. Adam Jones is still a good player, but J.J. Hardy, I think, is a shell of his former self, so I'm not really too concerned with him.
Exactly, and I mean that's when you dig deeper into the numbers. I mean, in his past he has had success, but his recent performance is very subpar, and I don't think JJ will have that much of a dominant day today.
Tampa Bay and Toronto, you got two different pitchers here, man. Matt Andriese, he gives up hard contact, he gives up home runs. Francisco Liriano, quite the opposite. But he did get lit up by this team in his first start, and everybody remembers that. So, do we go back to Liriano, high K guy? We know Tampa Bay strikes out, but if they make contact, that ball can fly out.
Yeah, I mean, Liriano, if you're rostering him, it's all about the K upside. I mean, I think this season he struck out 19 batters in 17 innings. He's been walking more batters than in the past. I think he's had 11 walks. So, Yeah, but for the K upside, I mean, it's there. He has some really good stuff, but you can definitely look, for the bats on the other side of this game, and potentially see opportunities for them to light them up a little bit. This could go either way.
Yeah, I kind of look at. I love Steven Souza Jr. when he leads off. He always will against lefties. I kind of look there. Tim Beckham is hot, man. I think I go right back there today. I'm personally not going to roster Liriano just because I'm on Pineda and Strasburg. So it doesn't put me off of these Tampa bats. I like Ricky Weeks Jr., as we know, is a platoon guy. Cheap, facing a lefty. And then Tim Beckham Jr. Or Tim Beckham. Sorry, not Tim Beckham Jr. Tim Beckham are the two guys I think I look at from this Tampa side.
Exactly. Yep. Good choices.
And then
I'm right there with.
Like I said, man, Jose Bautista is a lock for me today. He's going to be in every single one of my lineups. I just think that home run is coming. He had a little flash in LA and then kind of cooled off, but he's back home, hit 3 balls to the warning track against Andriese, who gives up home runs. Andriese, however you want to say it. Jose Bautista Morales, I can get behind a little 2-man right there. But Jose Bautista is a lock in every lineup.
Yeah, if there was ever a due factor, this guy is definitely due for a homer. So look for him to do something special today.
And finally, I think my team to stack here is going to be Detroit today. I like them against Derek Holland. Against the lefty, you got some nice right-handed bats in this lineup, man. Ian Kinsler leading off. I like Justin Upton in that 5-hole. I actually love him in that 5-hole. And then James McCann is another platoon guy, and he kills lefties from the right side.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is an awesome matchup for Detroit. I mean, going up against a pretty weak pitcher. I mean, you can even look in the Detroit side for pitching with Fulmer?
Yeah, Fulmer.
Really good spots. I mean, the batters obviously are all in great matchups. I mean, if you wanted to just stack them, looking at Martinez and Upton, or even Mickey Matuk. I mean, even though he may not have as much power, he should be able to have some hard contact with the ball. And again, it's a lineup full of righties, so it's just a great matchup.
And you talk about Fulmer, so I'll let you guys see it. Chicago has 0 green on this right here. Chicago has 0 green. Chicago White Sox 0 green on this home run sheet. And to match that, we look at their recent stats versus righties. 289 WOBA, 114 ISO, nothing crazy. A 243 average, only 2 home runs. So they're not doing much. And then if you look at their splits here, there's not a lot of green on this sheet either, man. Other than Jose Abreu, he's got 3 of the 4 categories green. Frazier has 3 of the 4. Other than that, there's not a lot of green to go around here. So I can get behind Fulmer today, absolutely.
Right, exactly. I mean, if you really want to be contrarian, I guess look on the Chicago side. Abreu's probably the only standout. Maybe Frazier, but it's a tough matchup for them overall, I think.
Yeah, Frazier is heating up. Obviously, we talked about him in the Kansas City series. Goes out, hits a home run yesterday, but I don't know if he goes yard today against Fulmer. Derek Holland on the other side, like we said, dude, he can get lefties out no issue, but righties is another story. Almost 2K less per 9, 42% fly ball, 1.3 home runs per 9. So I'm on that. So
he's just a young, it's a tough matchup for him today.
Yeah, I don't like Holland at all. I like these Detroit bats. So I'm on a Detroit stack. I think if you're gonna go Strasburg, you probably need to go with a cheaper stack like Detroit or Tampa. I don't think you can afford a game stack in Baltimore and New York. However, if you go down to Fulmer or Pineda, I think you can afford a couple more of those bats. A stack that I think is going to be really low owned today is a Washington stack because of not only the chalk in the New York-Baltimore game, but the prices of their bats are still high.
Yeah, I agree. I think Washington's still kind of flying under the radar of the slate. They're in some great spots, like we talked about, and again, the Mets are struggling, and they're playing at home, so there's just going to be a lot of energy for them to do really well.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'll be back with Mike a little later today, if all goes as planned, to cover the main slate. Just wanted to introduce you guys to the man behind the home run madness himself, Jeremy George. Also, to kind of go over how he got to these home run numbers, man. Dude's a genius, mathematical guru. So we appreciate him and all he does for the Slack community. As always, if you guys would like to join, that link is in the description below. Make sure you're following our Twitter at Fantasy Phenom. Theo is holding that down. The community is popping right now. Slack is as live as ever. And real quick before we go, shout out to Michael Townsend and Keon Sneed last night. Michael was third in a GPP before that that Kenta Maeda win, man. He dropped down to 12th, but still brought home an extremely nice profit. And Keon finished in the top 100 of his GPP, if I'm not mistaken. So, shout out to you guys. You guys are killing it, man. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Jeremy, for joining us. And we will talk to you guys a little later.